Welcome to Animal Nonsense. I'm Jess.
I'm David. Also, and before we start,
Yes.
This is a really important episode.
You should tell me these things before. Why is it so important?
We're recording the longest ever podcast episode. I've got someone from Guinness Book of Records who's going to log on to a Zoom call to confirm that we've started, and then we've just got to keep it rolling.
Just improv endlessly.
Yeah, and I bought sandwiches and stuff, so I thought we could do shifts. And I reckon we've got to be relatively long.
Okay.
Like maybe a month.
Sure. I'll just cancel all my commitments.
No, it's not. It's fine. I was on April Fool. So begin.
April Fool's Day. Right. When this goes out, we'll be a couple of days before April Fool's Day. We are going to have a little April Fool's themed episode. The origins of April Fool's Day are not really known. There's no kind of definitive occasion when it started. Possibly Chaucer's Canterbury Tales allude to it, but there's a bit of dispute over the date. In 1508, the French poet Eloy d'Amerval referred to a poisson d'avril, which literally means April fish, which might be the French equivalent of April Fool's Day.
Right, so it is animal related, April Fool's
fish,
Day.
Yeah. Some historians suggest that it may have originated because in the Middle Ages, New Year's Day was celebrated on the 25th of March in most European towns. There was a holiday in some areas of France that specifically ended on the 1st of April. And those who celebrated New Year's Day on the 1st of January made fun of those who celebrated other dates. So this kind of spring New Year with April Fool's Day. Let's talk about pranksters of the animal kingdom. I once had a friend over with her dog. It was a cockapoo, I think. I gave both dogs, so my dog Molly and her dog, I gave them both a chew. This other dog hid her chew by sitting on it, cried, pretended that Molly had stolen her chew, got another chew, and then just had two chews.
Really bright. Like, it's really, when someone does something like that, it's really, like, you don't want to reward them, but for intellect,
but also fair play.
Really bright, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to talk about the alligator snapping turtle. This is the largest species of freshwater turtle in North America, and it possesses a vermiform, which is a worm-like appendage on the tip of its tongue, basically like a lure.
All right.
It waggles its tongue, its worm-like appendage, to summon fish to it, and then it snaps them.
I mean, I don't know if the recipient would get the joke.
No. The spicebush swallowtail caterpillar has evolved a very niche defense mechanism by disguising itself as a bird poo.
I really like a Halloween costume.
Like, literally. They have dark brown streaks with white to resemble bird droppings, which makes them unappealing to predators. And then the adult spicebush swallowtail butterfly also resembles a different type of butterfly, which is particularly revolting. So predators will avoid it. Seagulls have been known to work together and collude to create distraction tactics when stealing food from people. One seagull will create a distraction whilst the other one goes in for the spoils.
Might you be able to do an impression of the distraction? Or do they just squawk?
I don't know. Quack-ow! I don't know.
Or do they just pantomime around?
Yeah, maybe. They just
wings and
mince
noise
around. But it shows their...
You know how you always have to be real careful in London, because when you get street entertainers, then while they're making like a big hook plant...
Someone's stealing your wallet.
Someone's stealing your wallet.
Yeah. Chuva the macaw was a resident at Vancouver Zoo's Parrot Gardens. This clever macaw was determined to break free, and in 2009, Chuva eluded zoo authorities and snuck out of her enclosure. From there, she hitched a ride on an RV by hiding in a cabinet.
Did it like thumb its wing?
Possibly. A road trip lasted for 3 days before the RV owners discovered her and returned her to the zoo, much to her dismay. I mean, I think, if she's got that far, give the bird a break. The Sedgwick County Zoo in Kansas had been arranging to keep an African flamingo on display at their facility, but unfortunately for them, the flamingo had other plans. It was 2005 and this flamingo had already spent 3 years of its life in captivity. Enough was enough. Seizing a rare opportunity to escape, the flamingo took to the air, disappearing from the zoo before anybody could stop it. For 8 years, no one had seen or heard of any news regarding the flamingo. Some feared the worst. But it turns out the runaway flamingo was truly basking in its life as a free bird. In December 2012, a bird watcher on the Gulf Coast of Texas spotted the African flamingo 650 miles away from where it had escaped. Identifiable by its leg tag from the zoo. And it wasn't alone. It had found another flamingo friend. It was seen soaring across the skies with its new buddy.
I really love how you pitched that as a true crime novel. Can you just read the first bit for you again? Because that was a really lovely sentence.
Oh, don't, mate. Can we read it again?
It was a real, true crime moment at the start.
The Sedgwick County Zoo in Kansas had been arranging to keep an African flamingo on display at their facility. But unfortunately for them, the flamingo had other plans.
This was a quiet journey home, or at least it ought to have been.
It was just a regular day,
But you found a little flamingo mate.
Yeah.
And I wonder if
and lived happily ever after.
If the tag, maybe the other flamingo thought it was like there had been a bit of flash. Like he had a really nice watch or something. I was wondering, because we're reaching out and hoping that people get in touch with us. You and I have known each other forever, and there are still things that we don't know. And I wondered if we were picking a dream celebrity listener to our Animal Nonsense podcast.
Yeah.
Who would you most want to be listening? And I can't help but thinking any of the main cast of Friends would be amazing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, wouldn't they?
Obviously, I'm picturing them living in Monica's flat. If Alexa had existed when Friends was being made...
Yeah.
It would have to be on so loud if you were in the kitchen, so someone on the settee could hear you, because the flat was enormous.
In a German zoo, a kangaroo collaborated with a fox and a boar to ensure a seamless breakout. The kangaroo, far away from its true home in Australia, was able to make a break for freedom by slipping through holes in 2 separate barricades that were keeping it in. Luckily for this kangaroo, a fox had already dug a passageway underneath the kangaroo's enclosure fence, large enough for the kangaroo to be able to squeeze through. But then it was faced with another fence. But fortunately, this other obstacle, the park's main exterior wall, a boar had also dug a hole, which just happened to be just big enough for the kangaroo to slip under and hop off into the horizon.
I love how it's like The Great Escape.
I know. There's a lot of good zoo escape stories.
It is like if they had a motorbike, they just hopped over.
Yeah. And there's a car waiting for them on the other side. My final jailbreak story. One of the most notorious zoo escapes in history concerns an orangutan called... Do you want to hazard a guess at his name?
Like Vlad the Escaper or something.
Ken Allen.
I was not. You did not associate Ken Allen as an escaper.
Also, I just love it when an animal has a surname.
It's really formal. Yeah. Like, no messing around. He does his taxes on time.
Not Ken Smith, Ken Allen. Right. Ken was a captive-bred resident orangutan at San Diego Zoo and became known worldwide for his repeated breakouts in enclosures thought to be impossible to escape. In the summer of 1985, the clever primate escaped not once, but 3 times. He would then roam peacefully around the zoo. A veteran escape artist, Ken even demonstrated to the other orangutans how to get out by using a tree branch as a crowbar to pop open the gates to their enclosures. Zoo staff were bewildered. They'd been utterly outsmarted by Ken, who had never once been caught in the act. They began surveillance of his enclosure to try to catch him in the act, only to find that Ken Allen seemed to be aware that he was being watched for that very purpose. So zoo officials went undercover, posing as tourists so that they could learn Ken Allen's escape route.
So they would put on like wigs and glasses and...
like a fake moustache. But still, Ken was not fooled. To add to the mystery and chaos, other orangutans began following Ken Allen's lead and started escaping from their enclosures. Zoo officials eventually hired experienced rock climbers to track and trace Ken's movements and spent $40,000 to fortify Ken's enclosure. Ken's antics led to him being given the nickname the Hairy Houdini. As you know, there are some wild names of species in the animal kingdom. I've compiled names. These are real, genuine animal species that exist. But there is one red herring, and I want to see if you can identify what is a fake animal and what is a real animal. Spiny lumpsucker.
Real.
Yep. Slippery dick.
Real. Regrettably, but real.
But real. The common cockchafer.
Real.
Yeah. The boom chakalaka.
I think that's fake.
Yes, you are correct. That is fake. But there is a plain shakalaka. The sarcastic fringehead.
Yeah, I thought that might be fake.
It's a real, it's a type of fish. And the monkey face prickleback.
I think that's real.
Yeah, again, another type of fish. On to the next round. The blobfish.
Real.
Cock of the rock.
Fake.
No, that's real. The dik-dik.
Real.
Yeah.
I don't know what it would be though.
It's like a really small deer. Sparkle muffin.
Real.
Yeah.
Because I really want it to be. I've never heard of it before.
Sparkle muffin, it is. It is a tiny and really super colourful jumping spider. Hawaiian sad face spider. Or the somber tit. One of those is real and one of those is fake.
The somber tit sounds more reasonable, but then I'm wondering if it's the other way round. I think it's a sad face spider. It's fake.
Yeah, well done. 2 out of 2. Round 3. Assfish.
Real.
Yeah. The aha-ah.
Real. Fried
egg jellyfish.
That's fake.
Screaming hairy armadillo.
Real.
Rainbow-tailed lapwing.
Real.
Bone-eating snot-flower worm.
Now that really wants to be fake, but it might be real. I don't know. I'm going to go fake.
Red-lipped batfish.
Real.
So you're thinking that the fake one is the fried egg jellyfish and possibly the bone-eating snot-flower worm.
I would say so.
I can tell you that you're wrong. And the fake one here is the rainbow-tailed lapwing. It was a fictitious bird in a film that I worked on called Robin in the Hoods.
How do people watch Robin in the Hoods? Because I would want to see
it's on Now TV.
Right, because I would want to see what that looks like.
Round 4. Bum barrel.
Real.
Rough face shag.
Real.
Little bustard.
Fake.
Perplexing scrub wren.
Real. I want to say real.
Spangled drongo.
Real.
Okay, so you're going for little bustard.
Yeah, there's something about it that didn't feel right.
There is, in fact, a little bustard.
I wonder as well if, maybe if I don't know the noise that some of these birds make, but maybe, if one was right next to the naming office and you had it chirping all day.
Do you think the little bustard is just really irritating?
Really annoying. And then it's like, right, I'm going to have revenge on you. And then so now that's its name. And not that the bird would ever know, but it's formally recorded now.
Yeah. Red-throated bush tit.
Real.
Fake. Grey go-away bird.
Real.
Great tip.
Real.
Hoary puff leg.
Real.
Fluffy-backed tit babbler.
Fake.
Dusky-backed wax piper.
Something real about it.
Red-rumped bush tyrant.
Real.
That was absolute certainty.
Yeah.
The fluffy-backed tit babbler is in fact a correct bird, but the dusky-backed wax piper is your bird name in one of these bird name generators. You know the things that if it's like the first letter of your Christian name, the first letter of your surname.
Right, okay.
Random
and
name,
so
bird name generators.
Right, and you did David
And I
Robinson.
did it for you. I did David Robinson. And your bird name is the dusky-backed wax piper.
So now I'd like to meet them.
Yeah.
They
Well, you
sound really
can't because they're not real.
Oh, they're not real. Okay. Did you do you?
Let's see if you can guess. Banana quit.
Real.
Jet striped honey piper.
Real.
Tit tyrant.
Might be fake.
Tufted titmouse.
Real.
Blue footed booby.
Real.
Nonsense rat.
Real.
So you're going for what? The jet striped honeypiper.
That was the one I thought might be fake.
That is my bird name. Here is some good news from around the world that you might have missed. Mexico has become the first country in North America to ban cosmetic testing on animals. Japan approves the first stem cell treatment for Parkinson's, and the therapy could reach patients as soon as 2026. India has become the third largest generator of solar power in the world, boasting 5 giant solar parks capable of supplying millions of homes with renewable energy. Kenya and Ghana have initiated campaigns with new vaccines against malaria that can save thousands of children every year. Investment in solar energy surpasses petroleum for the first time, marking the green transition. And the Netherlands has closed more than 20 prisons since 2009 due to falling crime rates.
All right. Thank you for joining us for Animal Nonsense.